Hello everyone, this is Husker Eurocat welcoming you to my channel and the introduction of a new venture for me into Madden 19 for the PC. The team that I'm going to use was founded in 1958 as a member of the then American Football League as the New York Titans. In 1963 came new ownership and a new name as the New York Jets took the field in Shea Stadium. The Jets haven't been in nor won a Super Bowl since defeating the Baltimore Colts in 1968. They have been in the playoffs 13 times and have gone to the AFC title game 4 of those times, but always ending in a loss. Apart from the Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions, who never reached the Super Bowl, the Jets' drought is the longest among current NFL franchises. Since Tom Brady's introduction into the league and currently is the road to a division title and beyond has gone through Foxborough. We intend on changing all that. Welcome to MetLife Stadium and the New York Jets franchise under new head coach Foggy Nelson. Foggy is a first-time head coach that has suddenly popped on the scene, it seems. The Jets organization hoped that with his tenacious attitude, a championship will be forthcoming and soon. He has chosen the West Coast zone run scheme for his offense, and looking at his players, it seems to be an excellent fit. On the defensive side, he has picked the 46th defensive scheme and will have to see if having 8 players in the box on a regular basis will be the defensive answer that the Jets have been looking for. It sure suits most of his players just fine, though. He has a new quarterback to develop in Sam Darnold out of USC. All of his ratings look really good for a rookie except for his deep accuracy and, of course, breaking sacks. But that's what Coach Nelson will need to work on over the next couple of seasons. Behind him is our first move. Former tight end Eric Tomlinson has become a fullback for the Jets. Primarily, he's wanted for his hands out of the backfield, but his blocking ability needs improvement. But there again, that needs to be developed. Behind him, out of Alabama State, is the elusive back that Coach Nelson hopes that the Jets have in Isaiah Crowell. He may not be the fastest back in the NFL, but his acceleration out of the gate and his juke ability might make him a great back. Lining up on Darnold's left side is one of the fastest, if not the fastest, player on the Jets roster in Robbie Anderson. He is in his last year of his rookie contract, so who knows what will happen beyond this season. Until then, Darnold will be looking his way often. On the right side will be Jermaine Kearse. Not as fast as Anderson, but he has the game that should make him a great wide receiver for this team. In the slot will be Quincy Enunwa out of Nebraska. Forgive me if I pronounce his name from time to time, but being a Husker fan, I know that his last name was pronounced Enunwa for the time he was in college and only changed when he got to the NFL. Minor though it may be, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. He's big and should be able to handle the rough style of play that the slot requires. I think his release may need to be worked on a little bit, but overall, he is a good one. This is where the development begins, however. The tight end position and O-line needed some help at the beginning of the season, and although some changes have been made, they still need help. Starting at the tight end spot will be Clive Walford out of the U. Although he is a scheme fit and has adequate speed in catching for a tight end, he is seriously lacking in route running and blocking skills. The center pin for the offensive line is Spencer Long, also out of Nebraska. Now, he has good strength and awareness, but needs lots of developing in other areas. He's negotiated a long-term contract, so Coach Nelson definitely has his work cut out for him. Since they were so weak at the guard position, Richie Incognito was signed to the roster. Now, Incognito is definitely in the twilight of his career, but still has the tools to bring to this O-line, even for a season or two, in order to develop someone behind him. Now, here is where the trading got interesting. The Jets were a little unhappy that Buster Skrine wasn't a scheme fit, so they found that the Colts needed a cornerback, and they also needed a middle linebacker. So Kevin Minter was added to the deal in trade for the Colts' first-rounder Quentin Nelson out of Notre Dame, and that wasn't enough. Therefore, the Jets had to throw a fifth-round draft pick next season in the deal, and Indy bid on it. New York got a superstar developer in Nelson at left guard and should be set for a few years, barring any unforeseen occurrence. Next is left tackle and offensive captain Kelvin Beachum. Here is someone that Coach Nelson can work with for the long term, hopefully, because the only thing that he seems to be missing is his run blocking ability. His passing blocking seems to be top notch. It'll be interesting to see how he protects Darnold, though. Last and definitely least is the 7-year veteran out of Alabama, James Carpenter. He just hasn't turned into one of the greats since his training with the Tide, and that side of the line might have a serious bullseye on it, since the backups are by and large the same caliber players, just in that mediocre area. At least it's not on the blind side where the weakest link will be. That does it for the offense, and now let's take a look at the defense. The defense wasn't really terrible and had some good talent to work with. There are a couple of positions there where free agents were signed, but overall it had the advantage of not being nearly as bad as the offense. Starting in the middle of the D-line is Steve McClendon. He is a 83 overall and a scheme fit, but he's 32 years old. He has 1 year left on his contract, and unless something spectacular would happen, I don't see renewing that contract. Well, for any serious amount of money, that is. In the second slot at defensive tackle is former right end Henry Anderson. He's been moved inside with the change to the 46th defense. We can only hope that this move will be advantageous for both he and the Jets. At left end, we have defensive captain Leonard Williams. We just need to develop his finesse moves and maybe speed a little bit, and he could be a great defensive end. On the other side of the line is an acquisition that really completes the D-line in a big way. Jonathan Hankins has accepted a 1-year contract to play for the Jets. Yes, he was kind of expensive, but if this pans out like Coach Nelson intends it to, he'll be a true asset on the team. Moving on to the corners. On the right side, we have a 6-year veteran out of Montana, Jermaine Johnson. He's nice and tall, a quick developer, a scheme fit with an average speed but good coverage ratings. He just needs to keep improving, I think. He has kind of hit the midlife of a cornerback, so he may not get any better, but he's got the skills to work with. On the other side is Kayvon Webster. Now, he's an off-season acquisition that was signed to a 1-year contract, so we can only hope that he stays with the team going forward. He's much faster than Buster Screen, and he's a scheme fit, so we'll see how that works out. Now, moving inside to the linebacker spots, we have in the middle of the field quick developer Avery Williamson. He is a scheme fit. The Jets have him under contract for 3 more years, and he's pretty fast for a linebacker. His pursuit rating is definitely on par with his ability because in practice, he can close the gap very quickly. To his left is third-year man out of Georgia, Jordan Jenkins, playing in the right outside linebacker spot. He's a normal developer, but is now considered in the top 10% of all left outside linebackers. That's right, he's playing a position not intended for him. We just need to work on his awareness and power moves a little more. On the other side at left outside linebacker is 5-year vet David Bass. He's only a 75 overall and the weakest link of the linebacking crew, but if he can be further developed in the zone coverage arena, I think his rating would improve dramatically. Now at the safety spots, Trey Boston was an off-season acquisition as well, and is currently not only an 84 overall, but a scheme fit as well. He's another one, though, that only has a 1-year deal and may go elsewhere next season. I think right now, Coach Nelson is thinking who can help him right now. He knows that he needs to develop young talent, but he also needs to show that he can win now and not years down the road. At the strong safety spot is the Jets' first-round pick from a year ago, Jamal Adams. Also a quick developer and fast, too. He's already an 85 overall, so I foresee him getting really good. I hope the Jets can afford him when his contract comes due. To round out the team is the kicker Cairo Santos. A big asset to the team, but on the last season of his rookie contract. We'll have to see if he can be kept with the Jets. Last but not least is Aussie punter Locke Edwards. He's in the middle of his rookie contract, so the Jets have him for a couple more seasons. And there you have the starters that will rush into preseason. I say rush because we'll have to see if anyone can be developed in this preseason that could become a star on this Jets team, and they're all ready for the challenge. You may be concerned with all the moving around and signing free agents to the roster, what my cap room is like, and I assure you that it's just fine. Come the end of this season and all the high-dollar talent that will be wanting their share of the pot, that might be a different story. But for right now, we're sitting at over $24 million in cap room. Our first preseason game is against the Atlanta Falcons. This isn't going to be an easy team to defend against because they are stacked in the receiving crew. Julio Jones, Mohamed Sanu, and now Calvin Ridley. And I almost forgot, Matt Ryan to throw it to them. This could get out of hand in a hurry. We just have to remember this is preseason and they won't be playing the whole game. At least we have the home crowd to cheer us on in this one. Thanks so much for watching. Please keep in mind that if you enjoyed this video, leave a like so that others can enjoy it as well. And make sure that you subscribe and click on the bell for notifications of upcoming videos as well. The Jets are aching for a win in their preseason opener, so be with us as they take on the Falcons here in MetLife Stadium. Until I see you then, this is Husker Eurocat saying so long for now, and have a good day, everyone.